and she makes so many bad decisions, and I can relate to that. That was a terrible explanation. It's not a bad book. I'm literally gonna cry just thinking about it now. Hi! This book's gonna make me cry. Because it's not the book's fault. I picked up the wrong book. Like, it has to be 5 stars. It just makes me so emotional. Good morning. Oh my gosh, that lighting is so dark. Good morning, everybody. I am doing a reading vlog. And the reason I'm doing it is because I haven't read many books this month. I've read a total of 1 book this month, and it is over halfway through the month. So I thought this weekend we would sit down together and we would read a few books, and it will force me to actually read them because I do want to read them. It's not that I don't want to read them. The issue is I talk myself out of it until I'm reading it and then I'm enjoying it. So it's not the book's fault, it's my fault. I've just woken up. If you can't tell, I'm so tired. I have myself a lovely cup of coffee, which my fiance lovingly made me, in my favorite mug. The first book I'm going to be reading is Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is by Stephanie Garber, and it's the first book in, what do they call this trilogy? There is a name for it, I just don't know what it is. The Ballad of maybe it's just called the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I actually have no idea, to be honest with you. But that's okay, we're just gonna read it. I love looking at the little intros. This one here, I doodle a little bit on. For anyone who has ever made a bad decision because of a broken heart. And she makes so many bad decisions, and I can relate to that. So this is how much I have left. So I've been procrastinating so bad. I'm up to page 387 out of 400, I believe. I have just over 10 pages left. Let's get to reading, and I'm gonna update you on my thoughts once I finish it. A lot of thoughts, but I am going to quickly read the excerpt from The Ballad of Never After, because like, I get where they're going, but I just need to know more right this second. So one memento. Okay, here are my thoughts. It's not a bad book. I just want to start by saying that. I did like it. So the book overall, because I don't want to spoil anything. This is going to be a spoiler-free video. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Overall, thoughts. The first half, really loved. I felt like I flew through it. I literally read half a book in a day. And that was between working and doing everything else that I do in my life. Flew through it, super easy to read. It definitely has really good pacing. Like, it just like clips you along very easily, and there's always a lot going on. So like, the pacing is really, really good. I did feel that she tells and doesn't show with a lot of things. So for example, something will happen and then the main character will explain it to the finest grain of sand. What is happening, her feelings about it, what she thinks is the cause, what she's going to do next, instead of just like showing it and going through the motions. It kind of takes you out of the world a little bit, because you're like, okay, well, you're having this perception, like you're trying to figure out what's happening, but then she's also telling you exactly what's happening. So it takes the onus of figuring it out from the reader a little bit, and I don't think I like that. And I find YA or young adult books do this quite a lot, where they assume that the audience is too unintelligent to figure the plot out, so they have to explain the plot as you go along. And I really don't like that, because I feel like it would be very interesting if we just figured this out on our own, or if we got to the end of the book and we're like, oh my God, what a shocking revelation. So that part I didn't like, but if I talk about the things I did like, I really liked the fairy tale element of this. So I've never read anything like this style of book before, and I don't read a lot of YA, so there might be other YA books that are like this. But basically we follow Evangeline, who is essentially the protagonist that constantly gets her heart broken, and she decides to make a deal with the Prince of Hearts, who is a fate, and fates are kind of magical beings. His curse as a fate is that he kills everyone he kisses. He has to kiss people to find his true love, because his true love, if he kisses them, he won't kill them, but everyone else he kills. She makes a deal with him that she will kiss 3 people of his choosing if he helps her get back the love of her life, who has been turned to stone. I don't think that's a spoiler. That's kind of all happening in the first couple of chapters of the book. Her quest goes on from there. There's so many different little fairy tale elements that you don't really realize that they are part of a fairy tale, but it's all in the language of the book, which I really, really like. Like, it's not obvious. Like, he eats apples, for example, and that just like ties back into things like Snow White. He's the Prince of Hearts, which gives me like Alice in Wonderland vibes. There's like the Wolf Hall, which reminds me of like Little Red Riding Hood. Like, there's a lot of elements that tie back into fairy tales that at first glance make you think of fairy tales, which I really, really like. Like, it's not obvious. And the plot does clip along really quickly, which I really like as well. I did think at times that it clipped along a little too quickly, in that I just wanted to spend a little bit more time character building rather than it always being plot driven. And I think that would have helped believability of some of these love stories in here and some of the connections that she makes, why she felt so strongly about it. I think the essence of this book is that she just wants to find love rather than she was desperately in love with the people that she was paired up with in this book, if that makes sense. There are a lot of pros and a lot of cons, and because of that, I think I'm going to give this, I think it's going to be 3 stars. And before you say that's not a good rating, 3 stars is over halfway. I definitely want to read the next book, and I didn't think I was going to towards the end there, because I was a bit like, this feels very YA and I don't know if I like that. But I think it's fun. Like, it's a fun book. It's not going to make you think too hard because she explains everything for you anyway. And sometimes you just need a really quick book to get you out of a reading slump. It just does everything it needs to do for the type of book it is. So let's move on to the next book. Okay, let's go together to find a new book. I should be reading off my TBR. I know this, but it's easier said than done. This is my favorite part of the house. I want to show you guys something, actually. I have a few things to read. This is just my brain on overdrive because I have a few things I want to show you. Look at these little, hang on. So my friends and I, we are all like long distance friends. And we had this night, we made air dried clay for my friend's birthday. And look how cute they turned out. This is a little candle holder. So it'll hold like a long candle, little trinket dishes, more little candle holders. So these will hold long candles as well, hopefully, if they're the right size. And I made this one specifically to put like your spatula on when you're cooking. So I just need to glaze them. And then I made this, I don't know if this is gonna work, but you put like a slit in the top and then you can like stand photos up. It's like a little photo stand. And then this is just like a cute little trinket dish, but it didn't stick and all the balls are coming off. But I need to actually like glue them on. But yeah, so cute. Let's pick my next book. I have so many that I want to read, but I don't know. I feel like I want this to be like a quick book vlog. So we're not going to read anything too long. I have a lot of long books I would love to get to. I think I need to set you guys up somewhere. Also, if you're in the, please ignore all my rubbish. We are moving soon, so we have boxes there. But if you are in the southern hemisphere and you're really cold and you're looking for good winter pajamas, I actually got these. I was looking everywhere. Let's just preface. I was literally looking everywhere for like comfy pajamas that like are cozy but not too hot because I get really hot when I sleep. And I found these at H&M actually. And I got them in a medium, so they're a little bit more like oversized and like comfy. But like the legs are really comfy. I really like them and they're super cozy and they're like that stretchy, soft, like bamboo feeling material. They're not bamboo because they're from H&M. But if you need comfy pajamas, these are the way to go, I think, personally. These are my book options. I think it'll be out of these 3. So we have Powerful by Lauren Roberts, which is the little novella that just got released. This is a super quick book. So this has, I believe it has like 200 or 300 pages, maybe 300. I can't even see any page numbers. What is going on? I don't know. Anyway, it's got like 300 pages, so like super, super short. So there's that one. And then we have The 7-Year Slip. I've really been wanting to read this again. It's a super short romance, but I've heard this book is 328. Oh my God, that's so short. This is comparable to like Emily Henry's writing. I saw like a little, you know when people on TikTok do like a this book's aesthetic video, and then you can see like all of the Pinterest photos that kind of look like the characters and like the things they get up to. I saw one for this book. I might try to insert it if I can find it again because that TikTok alone convinced me to buy this book, and I'm so excited to read it. I also saw Madison Kate, who's another booktuber. She did a review of this book and she said that it just like tore her heart out and put it back together again. And I need a book that does that to me. I really do. So that's an option. And then the third option is the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe. So this is the Daisy Hates book. It's our first Daisy book. This one is a bit longer, so I don't know if I will get to this one. It's like 500 pages. So as much as I want to read this one, I think I'm going to go for one of the other two. I just read a fantasy, so maybe I'll start with 7 Year Slip and then maybe we'll end with Powerful. Here I am thinking I'm going to read 3 books this weekend. I don't know who I think I am, but we're going to go with it. That's the options for now. I picked up the wrong book. I'm just going to read this one because I picked up the wrong book. So this is what we're going with. I don't want my feet on camera. The thing is, okay, we need to talk before I start this book because I don't actually remember how Powerless ended. And if you've watched my reading wrap up when I read Powerless, I didn't actually like it that much. And it was the classic YA book. Just felt way too young for me. I didn't love it. I think I rated it like 3 stars. I rated it 3 stars, but I honestly think that I liked Once Upon a Broken Heart more. Maybe it's like the lower end of 3 stars, whereas Once Upon a Broken Heart is like the higher end. I don't actually remember what happened. Maybe I need to watch a recap. True, I just remembered she killed their dad. I just remembered that. Oh my gosh. Okay, good to know. And then I believe this, because it's a novella, takes place while Peyton is in the trial. So it's not actually after the ending anyway, which is fine. All right, let's read it. I'm excited. Maybe it did warrant 3 stars. Let's get comfy. Oh, wow. Whoa. Look at this. Okay, if you guys know me, you know I love a book map. I love when they put a very detailed map at the start of the book and it just like helps you. Like I'm a visual person. I need to see exactly where everything is. This is even better. This is explaining all of the different abilities, their names, if they're offensive, defensive, or mundanes. So they've only got like really small amounts of power. Elites and fatals who can kill people. That is so interesting. I love that. That's really cool. I've never seen a book do that before. Why? You're so annoying. I'm on chapter 4 and I'm loving this so far. I think I actually like this a lot better than Powerless. Oh my god, I almost forgot what it was called for a second. The banter in this is so good and I feel like we're getting to know Adina's character so much more, and it's only been 4 chapters. And I just love her. It's like typical grumpy sunshine. She's sunshine, he's grumpy. But you can tell he's already got a little soft spot for her, and I just love it. It's so good, and I'm flying through it, which is great. That's exactly what we wanted for this vlog. So far, so good.
Action.
Thank you. Can you not watch, please?
Action.
Action.
I got a clapper if you want.
No, I don't want it. Thanks though. So, don't make me laugh. Don't do it. So we just got back from the shops. Zach's making me laugh. You have to stop. Anyway, so just got back to from the shops. Oh my god, I can't. Oh, can you pass me the thing I got for the tank? And I specifically went to Kmart because I wanted this toy for my cat. And it's actually a baby toy, but I've seen it all over TikTok. People have been getting this for their cats. So I obviously had to get it. And it's basically like a sensory play mat that you put water in, and then all the little bits move around, and then your cat just like loves it apparently. So we'll see how that goes. But then while I was there, I also got some other things, so I wanted to show you. Hi, Tank. So obviously it wouldn't be a haul from me if I didn't show you some books. I originally went in and got this one. So this is the second book in the Curse of a Broken Heart trilogy, I think it's called. I actually have no idea what it's called. But anyway, it's the second book to the book that I was talking about this morning that I finished. So I wanted to get this one straight away. And then the second one I got is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillick. I got this one because Rach Reads recommended this one, and I think her style of reading and my style of reading are very similar, and she said that she really enjoyed it, so I got it. I had to read it. Apparently it's fantasy, but it's like a very different magic system that you haven't read about before. That was a terrible explanation. And it just looks intriguing. I also got a hard drive because I keep running out of space on mine. Hi, what are you doing? You coming to steal the show? Go on. And then I went to Glassons because I've been on the hunt for good jeans for a long time. And if you were a girl, you know how hard it is to find a good fitting pair of jeans. And I'm still not like 100% convinced on these ones, but these are the Glassons mid-rise baggy fit. They're a nice dark color, and I don't really have any jeans in this color. They're not the best fitting jeans ever, but they're like the best out of all of the jeans that I tried on, and I tried on a lot of jeans today. So I'm happy to have them. I just wanted something really baggy, not super high-waisted. So that ticks the box there. And then the last thing I got were these knitted pants from Glassons as well. I don't know how good you can see that, but they're like a navy color, and they're just like a really thick knit material with like a nice waistband. Very happy I found those as well. Listen to this. I count the stars, she said softly, to help me sleep. I roll my head towards her, watching her silhouette stare up into the sky. All laces each word from her soft lips. I always wondered how something could shine so bright even while being swallowed in darkness. My eyes run over the shadowed outline of her face. I've been trying to figure that out myself. He's talking about her. Isn't that cute?
Very.
It's so cute. Isn't it, Tank? It's so cute. You're cute. You're a little baby. This book's gonna make me cry. Why are you leaving me? You're my bestie before the restie. She is literally me. I'm on chapter 21. I literally have like 10 pages left and I'm scared. I literally have 2 pages to go and it's 3:45. Thanks for picking the closest star. Are you kidding? So the reason she's the brightest of all the stars is because she's the sun. I did it. I did it. It's done. I finished it. That literally took like 8 hours and it's done. All in one sitting. How good. My initial thoughts is that this was so easy to read and I definitely liked it better than I liked Powerless. It is a novella, so you only get like a certain amount of story in like such a small period. So I don't think this could have ever been a 5-star read just because there's just not enough room for like a proper story. But I think I will give it 4 stars for now because I loved the characters. I loved getting to know Adina better. I loved Mac and I loved, is his name Mac? Oh my God, I should know his name. I love their banter. They were so sweet. It did Grumpy Sunshine so well. And he was just so sweet. He just wanted someone to love and she just wanted someone to love. And then they found each other and then this is obviously not spoiler free, but then they found each other and then they were in love, but we obviously know how the book ends. I think that's the one thing that's really hard to do because it's a novella set at the same time as the first book and you know how it ends. It does make it a little bit less hard hitting just with the ending. So that's probably the only reason why it's a 4 and not a 5 for me anyway. I did love it though and I'm very excited to read the third book. I feel like even just like the difference between her writing in this book and Powerless, I feel like it's developed so much already and I'm really excited to see what Reckless is about and how she develops the stories. And even just thinking like the difference in writing from this to A Curse of a Broken Heart. What was that last book I literally just read? Anyway, the last book I just read and this one, even though they're both YA, this is just so much more poetic in its writing and just like so much more hard hitting. And she shows and she doesn't tell, whereas the other one she told but didn't show, if that makes sense. Definitely a 4-star. Yeah, it was just so good. I think that's the fastest I've ever read a book as well. Now we're gonna go to the gym and then once we get back, I think I'll pick my next read and hopefully, I don't know if I'll finish it by the end of this weekend, but I'll get a good start on my next book and I don't know what it's gonna be yet, so you guys can help me pick when we get back from the gym. The lighting in here is absolutely terrible, but I just got back from the gym and I thought it'd be fun if Zach picks my next book. I will give him a selection of books and then he will pick from there what I'm going to read next. So I definitely want them to all be options that I actually want to read. I've got The 7-Year Slip. I've got One Dark Window, which I picked up today. I have the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. So this is The Ballad of Never After. And I have the second Daisy Hates book. I think they're the options I'm going to show him. Yeah, let's go. Is it all?
Yes.
Hi. I think this is good. Okay.
I don't think this is good at all.
Do you want me to change it?
Yeah.
So this is Zach.
Hello.
Zach is my fiance and he is a little bit camera shy.
No.
No? And I'm forcing him to pick my next read. I thought it'd be really fun and we'll just see what he thinks is the best option. And you can't pick the shortest one and you can't pick the first one.
What's the objective?
The objective is for you to pick something you think I will like.
Why would you buy books that you don't think you'd
No,
like?
I would like all of them, but I want to know what you think I would enjoy the most. Okay, so I'm going to read them to you. We have a few options, a few different genres as well.
Yep.
So the first one is The 7-Year Slip. This one here is by Ashley Poston. 6 months ago, Clementine West had the worst day of her life. So she came up with a plan to keep her heart safe. Stay busy, work hard, take no risks, and it's been working. That is until one day.
Yeah.
Yep. It's always until. One day she finds a strange man standing in her kitchen. A man with kind eyes, a crooked smile, and a recipe for the perfect lemon meringue pie. Kind of man that before everything she could have fallen for. He's perfect. But for one thing, he lives in the past, 7 years ago to be exact.
So it's like that movie with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. Where they
Sure.
talk through the...
Or like About Time, kind of. A Wrinkle in Time, is that another one?
No, that's a...
Okay,
Disney movie.
anyway, you know what this is about?
Yes.
Yep. Put
Sure.
your thoughts to
Okay.
yourself. Cute little rom-com, a little bit of a sci-fi situation.
Okay. I'm listening.
Yeah?
I'm just
Cool.
trying to figure out this movie. Lake House.
The Lake House.
Yeah, where they talk through the letterbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
you
the
know-
Lake House.
Okay, anyway,
That's
we're
the
talking
Lake
about
House.
books, not about movies
Okay.
right now. The next one. I actually have no idea what this one's about. It's called The Dark Window, and it is by Rachel Gillick. Elsbeth Spindle.
Elevator pitch it.
I don't know what it's about, so I'm just reading you. Elsbeth Spindle needs more than just luck to stay safe in the eerie, mist-locked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, an ancient, mercurial spirit trapped in her head. He protects her. He keeps her secrets. But nothing comes for free, especially magic. I'm not going to read the whole blurb. I'm just going to give you that little tidbit. She's got a monster in her head.
And she uses it to attack people. Good, not evil.
You're distracted already.
Yep.
Okay? You got that one in your head. Good.
Monster in brain.
The next one, The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This is the second book in the series that I
That you
have
just
been
read.
reading.
Yeah.
So this one here. After Jax, the Prince of Hearts, betrays her, Evangeline Fox swears she'll never trust him again. Now that she's discovered her own magic, Evangeline believes she can use it to restore the chance at happily ever after that Jax stole away.
Cool.
It's fairy tales and stuff.
Got it.
Yeah, very YA, but very fast read. But don't let that sway you.
Well.
And the last option is Daisy Hates, which is the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe.
Yep.
and it focuses on Daisy's character.
Have to
Sit
get the
down.
cat.
Oh my god. Longest book out of all of them. No guns at the dinner table. All Daisy hates has ever wanted is a normal life. But as the little sister of London's most notorious gang lord, her life is complicated. And things don't become any easier when she falls hard for the beautiful and emotionally unavailable Christian Hems, maybe?
They always are.
They always are. Who also happens to be one of the few men in London who doesn't answer to her brother, Julian. Christian is hopelessly Christian is hopelessly in love with his best friend's girlfriend, Magnolia Parks.
So this is
So
it's
the
in the
guy,
universe, but it's not based on. Doesn't follow the girl in the other one.
Daisy likes Christian. Christian loves Magnolia, so we think. Magnolia from the first book is with BJ, right? But he's happy enough to use Daisy as a disguise of his true affections until she starts to infiltrate those two. That's like 500 pages of book. What are you not picking?
Not that one.
Is it because it's the longest one?
No.
You just don't like the sound of gang lords?
No.
Okay, what's next to go?
I feel like that is the start of another series, and you do not need another series in your life.
I don't know if it is a series.
It says number 1 on them.
The Shepherd King series.
God, they're so vague.
I was excited about that one, but okay. Monsters in the Head. Cool.
Now, what's the objective? Like,
Not everything has to have an objective.
no, I'm aware of that, but like the goal for this weekend was to read as much as you can.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you just pick the shortest one?
No, I want you to pick the one you think. I've already read heaps. I want you to pick the one you think I would like.
I feel like you should do that one.
Yeah?
Yep.
I'm glad you said that because I didn't want to read two of the same series in the one video.
Exactly.
We're going with the 7-year slip. See you guys in a bit. This is the one we're going with. I'm actually so excited. Good morning, guys. It's early and I am on coffee duty because we got up early to watch the sunrise. So Zach, can you see him? Yeah. Meow. Hi. He's gonna go fly his drone and I'm gonna go get us coffee like the good little girlfriend I am. Guys, I'm not even halfway and I want to cry already. I'm scared. This book is so good. Guys, we need to talk about this book. Please ignore the packing boxes. We are moving house as well. You guys will see a moving vlog on that coming up soon once we move. Just for a little context, we are moving a little bit more south. We currently live on the north end of the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia, and we are moving to the south. And I'm so excited. Like, I can't even tell you guys how excited I am. The vibes down at the south end of the Gold Coast are immaculate. And the north end is fine, but it's just not the same. And if you live on the Gold Coast, you know what I'm talking about. We move in less than a week. I'm using that as my excuse as to why I didn't finish this within the 48 hours of the title of this video. All the books I can read in 48 hours. So it's now a week later and I finally finished this book. The issue is, okay, let's talk about it. Because it's not the book's fault. I loved this book. I really did. But I got like halfway through and I just didn't want to pick it up again because I just didn't want to cry. And this book has made me cry so many times. And I was like, I just don't want to be sad right now. And I'm definitely a mood reader. Like, I do want to read a book that I'm in the mood to read. And I just wasn't in the mood to be really, really sad. So I didn't pick it up for a long time. But I finally finished it and are we surprised? 5 stars. I love this book. If you haven't read this, it's amazing. So just a little bit of context what the book is about. It's a romance, but it's a bit more of like a sci-fi romance. It kind of gives me About Time vibes. I think I've already said that in this vlog, but it's basically about a magical apartment that our main protagonist Clementine's aunt owned, and Clementine's aunt has recently passed away. So Clementine has inherited this apartment. Basically, this apartment supposedly can take you back in time or forward in time 7 years. She then comes into contact with our other main character, Iwan, I-W-A-N. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've been pronouncing it Iwan, which is like the stupidest name. It's probably Ewan. I don't know. Anyway, and she falls in love with him. But the only issue is he is 7 years in the past. Current time, she's like late 20s. Ewan's time, or Iwan, whatever his name is, she's like early 20s, but he's meeting her in her late 20s because it's 7 years in the future for him, 7 years in the past for her. I'm not going to give too much away, but like this book is so heartbreaking because the romance element is beautiful and they both go through so much growth, and that is amazing. But like, this book is about grief. That's what this book's about. I'm literally gonna cry just thinking about it now. It's about her dealing with the passing of her aunt, who was just this, you know, larger than life person in her life that contributed to her so much and who she is as a person, and then her dealing with her aunt not being there anymore. Oh, I'm just thinking there's so many, I'm literally like, it has to be 5 stars. It just makes me so emotional. It's just such a good book. Oh my God, I don't think I've ever cried. I've cried over books, but like this just like really hit me. It is a really, really good book, and the romance is beautiful. It's so beautifully written. There's some books that like, they over explain things and it takes you out of the book. This is not that. They explain things so beautifully, and like it creates a picture in your mind so vividly of exactly what this book is. It's just perfect. And like this, I thought this book was old. It's literally from 2023, and I just need to be reading the other book that she's written, The Dead Romantic. I have heard it's not as good as this, but if the writing is similar, then I think I'm going to enjoy it, because she's obviously also a Swiftie as well, because there's literally chapters called like All Too Well. There was a bit that said fuck the patriarchy. Like, she's clearly a Swiftie, which is great, but it doesn't feel like it's overdone. It's just like little snippets here and there, which I love. Ewan is like my favorite male main character. Well, not main character, but like my favorite male book boyfriend, if you will, in a book. I've read so many good books with good book boyfriends this month, like The Serpent and the Wings of Night, Funny Story. Like, they're all just so good, and like that definitely helps. Like, I hate it when the book boyfriend gives me an ick and then I can't take it seriously. Like, I'm just not believing the romance, because I'm like, why would you even like him if I don't like him? Like, he's not a good person. But this guy, we need to just cherish him and love him with our whole heart, because he's so beautiful. I'm gonna cry again. Anyway, definitely 100% give it a go. It is sad, and maybe it's just hitting me hard in a different way. I don't know if it hits everyone this hard. I would love to know your thoughts, but I love this book. Also, it is set in New York, and we love a New York read, so yeah. I feel like every man and their dog has read this book, but if you haven't, definitely add it to your list. I think that wraps up our video. So let's just do a quick recap. Half of my books are already packed away because I'm moving, as I said. I only read 3 books, so I don't know why I'm getting my list out, but I can't remember what I rated them all. So I read Once Upon a Broken Heart first, and I gave that 3 stars. Then I read Powerful, and I gave that 4 stars. I really, really love that book. Very similar vibes to this, but obviously the writing style was similar in that it just felt so intimate and beautiful, and like you felt like you were there with them, not like bird's eye view watching them. So I really, really loved that. Definitely recommend it, and it's such a quick read. It's probably one of the better novellas that I've read. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. And then obviously 7 Year Slip, 5 stars. So we went 3, 4, 5 in terms of the ratings. So I would say that's a successful book reading video, and I've just added 3 books to my monthly reading wrap up. So I'm very proud of that. I have now read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books this month, and it is now the 25th. So I've got about 6 days left. Ideally, I'd like to finish another book, maybe 2, but I'm not counting on it because it's been a really slumpy month. I will start cleaning up my house and getting everything ready to move, which is very exciting. So definitely tune back in once I release the moving vlog, because I feel like it's going to be a really fun one. And I'm just like, I haven't been this excited for a move in so long, and you guys will understand why once I show you the new place and once you see the location. It's just, I feel like it's going to be life-changing, and I don't mean to be dramatic, but I haven't felt this excited and like full of life in a while, so I am taking full advantage of that. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys for the next video. Bye.